Hey guys, what's up? I am here to give you guys my final recap and final thoughts on Lord El-Melloi Ⅱ Say No Jikenbo Rails Appellant Grace Note, or you could call it Lord El-Melloi II Case Files Rails Appellant Grace Note on episode 13. Now, this episode looked a little bit relaxing, but it looks like to me the way how it ended, there could be a possibility that another season could happen, but we don't really know. Aside from that, we see to it that Gray is being informed what happened after she used Rongo Miniado, but we also get to know that there were some casualties on the side, because apparently Frampton or something, he apparently might have perished due to the fact that Lord El-Melloi II, or Waver in other words, ends up explaining to Gray that because of Frampton's possible sacrifice, we may not have been where we are right now. And not to mention, Lord El-Melloi or Waver will end up talking to Arasahino about the situation, what happened, you know. Especially, she also reveals that Dr. Heartless is actually her brother-in-law or adopted sibling, which apparently why she kind of made some mystery moves, or moves that might be a little like sneaky or a little cautious, you know. But aside from that, we also get to see a scene with like Olga Mari along with like Reina-san, which we see to it that they end up deciding to like be somewhat friends or acquaintances to possibly help each other out in the future, which I go like, oh, that's pretty nice, because they did have a little small talk with each other, which I didn't find too important. But we also get to see a scene with Gray and Melvin talking about what happened to Waver recently. We see to it that Waver gave up his crest, apparently, which is a very important heirloom, because if you guys been keeping up with the Fate series or Type Moon series, you will understand that magical crest to any mage in the series of Fates or like Type Moon is very important. Not to mention, we all know Mystic Eyes is another object, but let's not forget that the magical crest is like something that could be passed down to like who could succeed the other, you know, and that has been going on for generations or centuries ever since mages were born in Type Moon, you know. You guys know what I'm talking about. But aside from that, you know, Waver gave up his magical crest as collateral of being somewhat in debt to somewhat having to shoulder all the debt to the Lord El-Melloi family, you know. Also, after that, we see too that Melvin does give some fear to Gray that Waver is interested in the fifth Holy Grail War, but you know, this guy might possibly end up leaving after like he's done, you know, leave this place for good, because there's nothing more he can do. Although Gray was kind of fearful of that thing might have been dispersed away anyway. But aside from that, we get to see one of like Waver's students, I think Shivan whatsoever. He has rose to pride rank at a young age, especially in his 20s, from what it was said in this episode, you know. And he was very happy. He's very, very happy. Although, like, there is also a scene with, like, Lord El-Melloi and, like, Gray talking about, like, Kenneth, you know. Waver was doubting himself because, like, no, there's no way in heck he's able to, like, possibly succeed way better than his predecessor, you know. And we get to know a little bit more about Kenneth, and we all know who Kenneth is. If you guys watch the Fate Zero series or anything involving Type Moon, you should at least get an idea of who the heck this guy is, you know. I mean, it's not that hard anyway. But aside from that, he does have some doubts in his abilities here and there. But Gray says, like, you have some other traits too, you know, etc. You saved me from a village, and many others actually appreciate what you did around here. There's nothing more that they could ask for, you know. And Waver felt very happy about that and thanks Gray for those compliments. But beforehand, Gray will end up giving a gift to her teacher, Waver, of course, and is very happy and says, I want to give this to you sooner, you know, but yeah. We also see a scene where Gray finds her teacher asleep, and Adol, which is her little thing in that little, like, birdcage that Gray carries around, ends up saying, hey, you can assault him anytime you want. Why don't you take his lips or something? And then this was really funny because we all know, and it was kind of obvious from the get-go that Gray might have some feelings for her teacher, you know, and she ends up shaking Ad in total freaking anger because of his nastiness of debauchery or something, you know. We also get to see a scene where Waver ends up having a dream and ends up looking at Ryder or Iskandar. We all know who that guy is. And, of course, Waver does have a little small talk with him. But before I get into that, there was the scene with Gray and Waver or Lord El-Melloi 2. He decides not to participate or decides not to go into the participation of the 5th Holy Grail War due to the fact that he has another mission, which is to involve the situation with Faker and Dr. Heartless, which means, and I forgot to mention this, sorry for being very disorganized, that they are still alive even after being hit by Rongominiad by Gray's mighty strength, you know, which I go like, holy shish kebab, which shows that if someone like that is able to survive some unreleased seals from Rongominiad, they're not to be something to push off and say, hey, they're nothing. They are something. But aside from that, going to the scene where Waver ends up having a dream with Iskandar or Ryder, who he fought with in Fate Zero, which obviously big minor spoilers or big spoilers right there. But aside from that, we get to see to it that Iskandar asks Waver, why aren't you going to stand beside me? And Waver's like, I can't yet. I got something else to achieve first in real life before I can even stand beside you or even like see you again. Although Iskandar is really happy somewhat to see that how he like changed a lot, he does ask Waver this question: the journey that you've been setting on yourself and what you've been doing, you know, has it been really fun? And he explains saying, yeah, it has been really fun. And we see to it that the next day comes about and Waver or Lord El-Melloi II or 2 gets ready to teach his class one lap again before the credits roll. And it ends off there. Of course, it also shows some other characters, and then there's Dr. Heartless along with Faker's servant whatsoever, and yeah. And of course, you know, last picture of Lord El-Melloi's face, the second, or Waver, and the episode ends off there. Anyways, this episode right here was pretty cool. I mean, like, it was just relaxing after what happened in the real Zeppelin, you know, and etc. Aside from that, the entire series in general of Lord El-Melloi himself, I gotta say, it looked pretty cool, although, like, I don't think things picked up greatly until we got to the train arc, you know, where the Faker servants and the Mystic Eyes auctions. That's when it got really tense right there, and seeing Gray, you know, Gray-san or Gray-tan or Gray-chan, best girl in this series by the way, was kicking major butt, and Rongominiad, oh my gosh, I can never get enough of that. But even so, I thought the series was okay, so if anything else, I think it earned maybe a 6 to a 7 out of 10 for me. I mean, like, nothing much really happened. There was just some certain situations or cases, if you want to call them, that need to be solved, and Lord El-Melloi took that kind of like action to solve them with his own knowledge and a combination of his own magic, which was never too impressive, but with the help of other people, he managed to like get things down and solve the case right away, which was pretty cool. But aside from that, series alone was alright. I mean, like, didn't pick up until we got to the second half where the train arc became, well, you know, Real Zeppelin, the Mystic Eyes auction, you know. But yeah, anyways, looking forward to the next series that Aniplex will be like producing or like be involved of releasing, you know, each week, which is, we all know what that is, obviously, from the get-go. But aside from that, there could be a possibility for a second season of Lord El-Melloi, hopefully. I mean, the way how it ended and the way how things are not solved yet, especially with Dr. Heartless and Ryder Faker and maybe some other possible cases to be involved, it looks like to me that it could be a possibility for another season, but that could be highly unlikely. That's if they want to like adapt more, which I don't know how much material they have left, but we'll see about that. So until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero, people. Have a good day And I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!